Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Snark Bait. I'm Christy.
I'm Sophie.
And today we are going to be talking about the one, the only, the OG YouTube influencer, party girl, reformed party girl, dare I say, Tana Mongeau. But, Sophie, before we dive in, how are you doing on this beautiful day?
I'm
Friday the 13th?
good. Yeah, Friday the 13th. This is actually our third recording of the day. But I was talking about when we recorded Dark Energy Tuesday this morning, I was talking about how my dark energy object is coffee shops that close like too early in the day because sometimes I want like an evening latte.
Yeah.
And guess what? That's what I got with me right now.
Oh, I'm jealous. I have a Celsius. If anyone working at Celsius works there, I love Celsius, and I'm drinking that as a pick-me-up.
Nice. Yeah, we need
a
it.
quarter. You need a quarter of this to keep you wired. It's like you're on speed, man. It's crazy.
Really? I don't know if I've ever had Celsius.
So I don't know how I got into it, but we have it at work. And so anytime I need just like a little bit of like, I'm like, oh, it's like nearing like 2 p.m. It's like post-lunch slump. I'm feeling tired. Literally, all you need is like a tiny little bit, a couple sips, and you are wired for the rest of the day.
Oh my God, I need that during my like 2 p.m. slump.
Yeah, and it tastes good. I mean, who knows what's in it? Because remember back in the day when we were kids, Monster Energy drinks were the best, or Rockstars.
What about Four Loko?
Oh, I mean,
kids these days will never understand.
I mean, they remember when they had like that ingredient that is like banned from being formulated now, like by the FDA.
Yeah.
I never, like, obviously I had friends in my circle that would drink it. I don't think I myself ever drank a Four Loko.
Oh my God, we were like obsessed. I think it was like summer 2010. Sounds like I'm talking about like the 70s. It was a different time, you know? It was all about peace and love and Four Lokos.
Yeah, times are simpler. Social media wasn't a thing. We were just on MySpace. Top 8 was everything. No, Facebook. Sorry, not MySpace. Dating myself. You know, it's just one of those days, you guys. But without further ado...
Oh my God. Which, by the way, we were like supposed to record at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And Christy was like, can we actually do like an hour earlier? Like, let's just, you know, do it. And I was like, can we actually do 6:30? Because I need to make a return at UPS before UPS closes. And Christy, this is over like G-Chat, mind you. Christy goes, get that return. Get that. No, what did you say? Get that refund.
Get that return. Get that refund. X.
I love when you sign your messages with X like you're British.
I know. It just makes me feel more sophisticated. You know, for the baby snacks that are British, we see you, we respect you. You know what I mean? They're just like a different breed out there.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I like actually think I'm somewhat of an Anglophile. Like I think British people are so cool. That's why when I watch Traders UK, I'm like, everyone here is amazing. How do you find so many amazing civilians in the UK?
I mean, but I wonder if they say that about us. Actually, I was listening to Harry Styles' new album, American Girls. There's a single, a song on the album. And it's one of his catchiest songs. And he's like, me and all my lads, my friends, we love American Girls. So it's like the way that we like fetishize British accents, do they fetishize American?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think
they're not longing for our voices.
No, I don't think it goes both ways.
Yeah,
I think just everyone is like Americans.
They're like, ugh.
Oh, God, silly Americans. Which I don't blame them. I don't blame them one bit.
Look at you and I. I mean, our voices are the worst part about us.
Some
would say.
Some would say. Many would say.
But, I mean, I just love your voice because then it's the lowest octave. It depends on the mood. The Sophie that I'm bringing. It's the low octave. It's the high octave. It's a part of it, like your voice and the different personalities has become a part of me.
And I love. Did you ever see the movie Split in 2016?
No, who's in it? I've never even.
Oh my God, never mind. It's James McAvoy, and he plays this really scary villain that has multiple personalities.
Huh.
That's you, basically.
Moral of the story is, that's you.
That's you. Guys, that is a fucked up movie. My friend made me see that in theaters thinking it would be like kind of like funny. And it was one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
It was anything but.
It was anything but.
You know, who is that friend? Let's call her out. How dare you?
She knows who she is. She knows who she is.
We won't embarrass you on the pod for forcing, dragging Sophie to see Split.
No, because I just talked about how I dragged my friends to see Send Help recently. That movie about Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams stuck on an island. Great movie, by the way.
This is a random conjecture, and you talking about your friend had me thinking about a friend that actually texted me. My best friend actually texted me today, and there's a bachelorette party that she's unable to attend. And she goes, hey, like, what's a good gift to send to the bachelorette party in lieu of my not being able to go? Because she's, like, very pregnant. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I was kind of joking. I didn't know how she would take it. I was like, what if you just, like, got, like, a stripper? And because it's in New Orleans, I feel like that's part of, like, it's bachelorette themed. And she goes, I asked my husband. And he was like, I don't think that's going to go over well. And then I was talking with my girlfriends on the side, and they were like, no, I think that's a great idea. And she's like,
really?
No. She's like, my husband says that he's not sure if the other husbands would take well to it. So what is your opinion? I've never been to a bachelorette party with strippers, male strippers.
No. I feel like no one actually enjoys male strippers on the bachelorette parties, in my opinion. From my experience, I would say that my gift would be like a round of drinks or a round of shots.
I told her get like Vouv, like DoorDash or something.
Yeah, get some bevies.
Yeah. I think I was talking to her because she had gone to a bachelorette party with a male stripper, and she was like, it almost kind of felt sad because it's more of like you're giggling with it. You're not laughing at him, obviously, but you're like giggling with it. It's fun. Like, she's like, but I almost felt badly. So I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I could see that. But I wanted them to have fun. It's light. It's good energy.
I've only ever hated my experience with male strippers. Hated.
Okay, yeah. I think of Real Housewives of Orange County. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's not to say that it's not a real, genuine profession. Obviously. No. I just personally did not enjoy it. And I think that it's a very, very, very hit or miss type of gift. Like, some people will love it. I personally did not. Like, I would not like that. But like, other people do. So
yeah, it's very it's a personal decision.
It's a personal preference. It's not something that I would surprise someone with. It would have to be something that's like discussed, I think.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Yeah.
Yeah, let us know. So, speaking of wild, crazy nights, bachelorette parties, let's talk about Tana Mongeau. What do you know about Tana, Sophie? Are you a Tana girly?
No, she is such a blind spot for me. I know that she had her podcast with Brooke Schofield canceled, and I know that didn't she like briefly like marry Jake Paul as a joke?
Yes, they had like a little stint in 2019.
Yeah, so those are my only real thoughts on her. Like, she's such a blind spot for me. Oh, I also know TanaCon when that happened. But overall, I really, like, I don't know, like, how she became a thing. I don't know a ton about her, so I'm excited to learn.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat. I knew who she was. She's a huge YouTuber, like, internet personality. Mm-hmm. She's also a little younger than us, so I feel like she kind of appeals more to a Gen Z audience more than a millennial audience. But I, too, was kind of like, how did this woman from Nevada kind of come out of oblivion? Like, she was really nobody. She's not a Nepo baby. She really came from poverty and kind of an abusive household, emotionally abusive. And she really made a name for herself. And the more I dug into her, she definitely has problematic things that she's done and said. She said, like, horrible racist remarks. But I think, she's now 27 years old. I feel like listening to her now as a 27-year-old woman looking back on her crazy life, like, she's lived a hell of a lot for her 27 years on earth. Mm-hmm. And I think she has become an adult. Probably she had to grow up a lot faster than I think a lot of her peers at that same age. So I don't know. I think that I get why she is a divisive, like, kind of person that people love to hate, but I kind of have a soft spot for her above, the horrible things she says. I think she's really learned from it. So let's get into it. Tana was born June 24th, 1998. Like I said, she's 27 years old, and she was most known for her outspoken story time YouTube videos. Obviously, her relationships, like you just mentioned, with Jake Paul, Bella Thorne, I think are the most notable. She dipped a bit into music as well, but she gained a lot of her fame in the mid 2010s. People mainly know her. I think if you're not a Gen Zer, you're not a YouTube person, you know her from her podcast Cancelled with Brooke Schofield. She had some pretty public major controversies. The one that I didn't even know about before this episode was TanaCon, which was like a fan convention. Think of like Comic-Con, VidCon, that she took as an alternative to VidCon in 2018, and it ended up going completely awry. People compared it to like Fire Festival.
Yeah.
She's had some really, really horrible race-related incidents and some online drama, beef with other creators, and she's been with Bella Thorne, Jake Paul, Chris Miles, Makoa. Tana's also openly bisexual, and right now I think the most controversy is her frenemy relationship with former co-host of her podcast, Brooke. So let's get into her early life. She was born in Henderson, Nevada on June 24th, 1998, and she attended Green Valley High School, but she dropped out in her sophomore year. And I listened to a couple podcast episodes of her. She was on Not Skinny But Not Fat just a couple months ago in December of 2025. And she described how abusive and toxic her household was. She's like, I didn't like being home. My parents were very abusive to me. And she's like, she basically emancipated herself. I don't think she legally emancipated herself, but she left home. I think she was like 14 years old, and she went to go live with a friend of hers' family. So very much a broken home, and I think that that's why she's created such a community and almost like family online, because she didn't really have like a family, I think, in her younger years when she really needed it. So she said when she left home, she worked a minimum wage job, and she decided, let me just try it out on YouTube. And she says that because she was in such a tumultuous household, she turned to YouTube a lot to feel almost a sense of peace. She's like, even amongst all the chaos in my family, I could go on YouTube for like 10 minutes and it was like my escapism. And it felt very comforting to me. So I knew I wanted to be that for other people online. And she had a really quick start. Within 6 months of her starting her YouTube channel, she really blew up. Like, she started to garner like hundreds of thousands of followers. And while she tried a couple of like things, YouTube things at first, like beauty, she realized that story times were like the biggest hits on her channel that would garner the most views and most followers. When talking about her childhood in interview, she said on Cancelled, she said, quote, I spent my whole life feeling like I was raising my parents. And she is not on speaking terms with her biological family. And again, she got adopted by her best friend's family at just 13 years old.
Wow.
So I sometimes feel like, for instance, I've talked about this. I went to high school with Brie Tiesi from Selling Sunset. And granted, she was only at my high school for like, I think a year and a half, 2 years. But I think looking at Brie Tiesi, she kind of was like a party girl, even like back then. You know, she was always that girl. But I remember just thinking, she seems a little bit like not from like the most stable family. And I'm not meaning that in a judgmental way. I just feel like people that come from less stable upbringings, they're just more likely to, I don't know, like you kind of just know the type of people when they become famous. You're like, I kind of knew you were going to be that just because the way you were and the way you were in high school, you were more rebellious. Your parents seemingly weren't as protective.
There was a lack of structure there.
Yes.
Discipline.
Exactly. And I think Tana is kind of a perfect example. Like, I know this kind of girl from high school who was like rowdy, rebellious, and she ends up being like super famous and earning a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So when she's admitted in May 2024 that when she was just 17 years old, she was really obsessed with Vine. And I know I was not a Vine girl, but you were a huge...
I loved Vine.
So being on Vine, were you familiar with Cody Ko?
I know who he is, but I honestly don't remember. There are so many. Like, I remember Logan Paul's videos on Vine being
Me too.
Genuinely hilarious, which is so funny to think about. There are so many people where I was like, I remember their come up on Vine. I don't. Cody Ko did not stand out to me, but I know who he is.
Yeah, so I didn't know who he was. I just know him in, like, adjacent to Tana Mongeau. So she admitted recently in May 2024 that when she was just 17, she was a huge fan of his Vine videos. And she said they started DMing on Twitter. Mind you, she is a minor. And she admits that when he was 25 years old, they did have sex when she was just 17 years old, which would make that statutory rape in the state of Florida.
He's so gross.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And it was in this point when she admitted this in 2024 where Cody Ko got canceled and he really took a step back from making videos. I did go on Cody's Instagram and it seems like he's happily married. Like he seems like more of an adult now, but I think you can't really think about Cody Ko without thinking about these statutory rape allegations against Tana. Yeah. You've seen Lola blankets on TikTok and Instagram. You've heard us talk about them, and we can tell you firsthand how much they live up to the hype. Everyone who comes over to my house becomes obsessed with them after one couch sesh with a Lola blanket. They are that soft. They've truly become my go-to gift for everyone in my life, whether it's for birthdays, weddings, housewarmings, new babies, or just because. And what's not to love about them? They're machine washable, double hemmed, and made to last for years. No shedding, no pilling, no delicate care instructions, just something you can just genuinely use and enjoy every single day. How many purchases can you say about that? My Lola blanket is such a huge part of my nightly unwind routine. After we finish recording, there's nothing I love more than making a TV dinner, taking a gummy, and turning on the absolute most mind-numbing episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. See for yourself how much they live up to the hype. And there's a lot of hype. They have over 10,000 5-star reviews for a reason. For a limited time, our listeners can get 40% off select Lola Blanket products with code SNARK at checkout. Just head to lolablankets.com and use code SNARK. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that we sent you. Wrap yourself in luxury with Lola Blankets.
As you guys know, Christy and I are both proud aunties. And for as long as I can remember, my nephew Miles loves to eat Little Spoon. They've been such a staple in my sister's house for since he was a baby. They're also the kind of meals and snacks that you want to steal from the child. So just a heads up, because they just look so good. Miles is almost 3 and he loves the Little Spoon plates. They're heat and eat meals with superfoods and hidden veggies, perfect for picky eaters and getting mealtime on the table in minutes. His favorite and my favorite are the mini pancake puffs with chicken, vegetable, maple sausage, and sweet potato, along with the mac and cheese with invisible butternut squash and carrots. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Little Spoon also has the best snacks for when your toddler is on the go. Miles loves the puffs. They're organic, made with simple ingredients, and easy for his cute, chubby little hands to grasp, supporting oral motor development while adding a nutrition boost. Love that. With 100 plus ingredients banned across the board, you don't have to overthink labels or second guess what you're serving. It's already been thought through for you, and that confidence makes all the difference for parents and aunties like me everywhere. Feeding the kids doesn't have to be complicated. Little Spoon makes it easy with real, nutritionally balanced meals and snacks designed for every stage. It shows up ready to go, takes the pressure off, and somehow still gets devoured, veggies and all. No artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners either. And you know what? That's a win any parent will take every time. Get 30% off your first online order at littlespoon.com/snark with code SNARK. That's LITTLESPOON.com/snark with code SNARK for 30% off your first order.
So, she launched her first YouTube video in 2015, and one of her first videos was a story time titled "Hairdresser from Hell," and she was really just known for posting content online since then. One of her first videos was titled "Kicked Out of Walmart," and it was showcasing like her brash, crazy personality. And one of the first viral hits was another video that was titled "The N-Word." And in this story time, Tana discussed an encounter that she had with fellow YouTuber iDubbbz, who confronted her about her use of the N-word. And he kind of called her out in person. She was like at a meet and greet in a mall, and he shoved his camera in her face and said, "Remember that one time that you said the N-word?" And like, he got a lot of heat for even bringing that back to, the history books. She got a lot of heat for even saying it to begin with. But again, just another kind of instance of not privilege, but a white woman using the N-word like it ain't no thing.
Oh my God.
Just very irresponsible. I can't even believe the world that we used to live in back then.
I mean, even in, this was what, 2015? Yeah, even in 2015, I feel like that was not okay.
No,
but
not
it
at
was
all.
still, I mean, it was a different time, I guess. But in any case, I don't think that she has any leg to stand on. I know that Brooke Schofield I'm sure we'll get to this. Brooke Schofield had her racist incident, and then it seemed like Tana distanced herself from Brooke because Brooke was getting canceled for being racist. And it's like,
Yes.
well, you also were racist.
Right. Pot kettle black.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, sorry.
Yes. And I think that the Brooke thing is very interesting. And I think a lot of Brooke's racist tweets were definitely the root cause of their demise and the demise of the podcast. But I think Tana might have been projecting a little bit for sure to that point. In September 2017, this is when she really came to like the mainstream airwaves. I feel like people who knew her from YouTube. But remember in May 2017 when Bella Thorne and Scott Disick were seen together?
Oh my God.
Do you remember?
You just unlocked a memory. Yeah. Ugh.
That was when him and Courtney finally called it quits after having such a tumultuous relationship that we saw in Keeping Up. Finally, Courtney was like, I'm not doing this anymore. You have an addiction. You're out cheating on me. I'm done. And the first person he decided to lay his eyes on was Bella Thorne. And at the time, Bella was, I think, like 19, and Scott was like early 30s. I think the age gap was crazy. And I think that was the first time as a society we scratched our heads. Because, like, it had been happening for, like, decades before them. But I feel like for me, at least, as a millennial, that was the first time I saw a noticeable age gap and been like, whoa.
Yep. And then he started dating Sophia Richie. And we were like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's when he just started to have this MO of just liking younger girls.
Younger girls that were like still teenagers.
Yeah, like recently graduated high school. It's disgusting. But dating Scott Disick at that time really put Bella Thorne into a different stratosphere. Like, again, I didn't know who Bella Thorne was. I didn't watch her Nickelodeon shows. I think she had a show with Zendaya at one point. But in any case, she was like mainstream Bella, but she wasn't mainstream to me. When Bella came on the scene and Tana there like followed, I felt like that's when Tana really started to make a name for herself. And in September of 2017, the two girls posted an Instagram photo of themselves kissing and putting them into the limelight. And at this point, I don't believe that Tana had ever come out as openly bisexual, but she later said that this stunt of her and Bella went viral overnight and later led to like a genuine relationship. But at the time, Bella Thorne was dating Maud's son, but Bella Thorne was like, I'm polyamorous, love is love, I can date and see multiple people at once. So she later ended up in being in somewhat of a throuple. Tana now says that wasn't really the case. She's like, me and Maud's son were definitely not hooking up and we didn't have a relationship, but it was almost this push and pull of like which one of us could get Bella's attention. Like it almost felt really toxic, but Bella felt like she was in a position of power and it created toxicity amongst the three of us. Like we didn't really even see it at the time, but looking back, it was very toxic.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't remember the Maud son, Bella, Tana throuple, but like this is very like a huge highlight, I think, in her career.
Her come up, yeah.
Yes, in Tana's career. Again, I feel like these people are much younger than us. Not much younger, but like they're younger than us. So I'm like, okay, just kids being kids, you know?
Yeah, I definitely feel like she has a younger audience.
Yes.
More Gen Z, yeah.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of people that we talk about. We're like, we are not the target audience here.
Right. I think that the only Gen Z person I genuinely follow is maybe like Alex Earl. I'm trying to think if I'm probably
Alex
just like,
Earl transcends generational divides.
Yeah, agreed. So by 2018, off the heels of her relationship with Bella, Tana became one of YouTube's biggest personalities, and she became friends with many influencers. She was like rubbing elbows with all the right people in LA. And she really credits Bella for putting her into this other stratosphere. She's like, listen, I was kind of just this girl from Vegas. I was doing YouTubes. I had a big following on this specific channel, but then I became far more mainstream when she kind of brought me under her wing and showed me her world. And I really credit a lot of my success to like being in a relationship with her. And she's like, it was very genuine. Like, even though it was a lot for clout and we were very like online and in everyone's face, like it was very genuine for me.
So Tana like already had a massive following, but being with Bella really catapulted her even further.
Yes, and I think Bella just coming off the heels of Scott Disick, it was like rising tides.
Yep.
Raise all ships. Like all of them just started gaining a lot of popularity.
I think the genre of like YouTuber in general is something that we were maybe a little too old for. Like, I was never browsing YouTube looking for new, like, creators to watch videos of. But, like, I know that the younger generation, that's something they did. And they would discover people like Tana.
Yes. I talk about this all the time. Like, my sister was, like, a David Dobrik fan. I'm like, since fucking when? Like,
since when?
Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, back in the day. It was weird.
But she's my age.
Yes. That's why I'm like, Audrey's really into, like,
that's
YouTubers,
my favorite. That's my favorite Audrey fact.
Or like Pia she always talks about this girl Pia Arbio or something. She has like a podcast on Dear Media, but there are certain people like when you know, and Shannon Fluently Forward, we always like poke fun at her at this. We're like, we do Bravo, she does YouTube. She knows all about Alyssa Violet, Logan Paul. That's such a blind spot for Sophie and I.
When she gave us like the rundown on Alyssa Violet, I was like, there's a whole other world out there.
Yeah, and I think Alyssa Violet and Tana are definitely in the same like graduating class. You know?
Yes, absolutely.
So in July 2021, another highlight of hers is launching the Canceled podcast with Brooke Schofield. They covered pop culture, creator drama, etc. Kind of like us, you know.
Ooh.
But you know what I found to be like, whoa, my worlds are colliding? Guess who she initially launched the podcast with? Hunter Moreno, who is now engaged to Brittany Snow.
Oh my God.
Like,
that's so random.
Isn't that random? Because to me, Brittany Snow was not even in this YouTube Gen Z content creator thing.
Was it like the three of them at first?
Yeah, sorry. So it was, you're right, Hunter, Brooke, Tana.
Right.
And then basically Tana admitted it was very clear that the audience wanted more of Brooke and I, and they didn't want Tana and Hunter.
I maintain that three-host podcasts, no hate to them. You have to be like a certain person to enjoy that. I feel like I get way too... it's too many voices, in my opinion.
Yeah, it gets really hard to manage, I think, from a production standpoint. Mm-hmm. There's too many hands in the cookie jar.
That's why we don't have guests.
Yeah, it's too much for us.
It's three people talking at once. I'm not a huge fan.
Well, it's that, and also having three people's opinions about the business. Mm-hmm. That just seems very, like, chaotic to me.
Yeah.
Right?
As if this isn't enough.
2 days ago, if you guys listened to our DET, we were talking about how Sophie's like billing addresses matter and credit cards.
I was like talking about how stupid I am and how like if because Christy and Henry, like you guys basically run my life. Yeah, you guys are the same person. You're both like numbers, spreadsheets, Claude. And I'm like, you two could rule the world if I wasn't holding you back. Like Henry and
you're
Christy
the creative
together.
mind, though.
No,
like,
but Henry and Christy together would be unstoppable. And then,
no,
like,
it's true.
there's me.
It's true.
You guys could run the world.
Yeah. No, thank you for saying that. It means a lot. That means a lot. All respect to HOTP, who hasn't been to the pod.
Yeah, HOTP holds it down.
Okay, so one other scandal that I want to touch on that I'm actually curious to hear your thoughts about, because this I feel like wasn't as big as TanaCon controversy, but it was in fact a controversy. So in August 2023, Tana went on a rant about this Paris wine tour that she took, and specifically about the guide that was running this tour. And Tana basically describes in her podcast, she was out in Paris one night. They were getting fucked up. She was like, we were like sword fighting with like baguettes at the Eiffel Tower until like 4:30 a.m. We had to get on a train to go to like the northern France from Paris. She's like, it was like a couple hour train ride. Like I was not in the state of mind to like travel this early. I was still hungover, like coming down from like, the high of just like going out, being crazy. She says that she got like 1.5 hours of sleep. She wakes up at 6:30 to go to the train station at 8 a.m. She finds out when she's in the train that the tour that they're about to go on is a walking 6-mile tour where she's climbing up 500 steps of stairs. And Tana's like, can we skip that spot? I don't want to go up 500 flights of stairs. And I think the guide was getting a little bit frustrated with her. She's like, well, you have to go to all these stops because I'm going to tell you how the wine is made. I'm going to take you to the grapes and da-da-da-da. And Tana is yelling on the podcast being like, we paid you this money. I don't want to learn about the fertilization of grass in the middle of France in a town with a population of 300 people at 8:40 a.m. Like, I just walked 1.5 miles. My girlfriend's wearing, like, platforms, like, heels. I'm super hungover. Like, I don't even have a glass of wine in my hand yet. She just sounded incredibly ungrateful, right? Mm-hmm. And I think people were even more upset, as if this wasn't, like, insulting and arrogant to say on a wine tour that I'm sure many would kill to take. She also was expressing how she wanted to be like violent towards the guide because she felt like the guide was being really demeaning towards her, despite her being very hungover and in a bad mood. She said that she wanted to physically fight and curb stomp and even kill the tour guide.
Oh
she
my
said,
God.
I absolutely want her dead at the hands of me.
Oh my God. Relax.
And Babbel, which is like an app that's like a Duolingo app. It helps you learn foreign languages.
I have it.
Yeah. Oh. What language? What language are you learning?
Well, French. I was. And then realized I was paying for the app for like 6 months and I like forgot to open it.
Don't you love that? I saw this TikTok of someone saying, anytime I see like a $2.99 charge on my Apple, sounds legit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah. Okay,
check it.
take my money. It's like $39.99 to Apple every month. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
sure.
I have to say, like, listening to this, of course, she sounds so cranky, so arrogant, so rude. But I keep thinking, like, if I were at, like, a coworker, like, happy hour, and I have this coworker telling this story and regaling us with this tale, you're saying things that are very exaggerative, and you're being, like, very extra when you're talking about the story. Like, to me, I get what she was saying. She said it, the violence thing I don't really necessarily agree with, but, like, I think the cancellation of her for saying the story that was clearly just like a big tale that she was trying to exaggerate, I don't think she necessarily needed all that heat.
I just think it's like, why did you sign up for something that you didn't want to do? Like, you have free will. Why is this anyone else's fault except yours?
Totally. And she said on the podcast that I think one of her staff or her assistant was like, I went on this wine tour before and we have to do it. Like, when we're in France, I'm telling you, we got to go on this tour. And she was like, when we got on the tour, the friend realized this was a different tour. Like, her tour wasn't walking. They were on a golf cart. It was a totally different vibe. My friend felt badly. I agree. It's like, if you know you're going on a wine tour where you're having to travel 4 hours on a train and you have to be there at 8 a.m., then get some sleep. Like, don't be out until 4:30.
Right.
That's irresponsible for sure. Like, I would never do that, but I thought that the story was a little bit funny. Like, when I was listening to it, I was like, she is a good storyteller. And she's kind of like
people
being
are like,
funny.
and also you need to like know your audience and have the wherewithal that this is a very, very, very privileged experience. You are in Paris going on presumably an expensive wine tour.
Right.
And you're like complaining about it to your audience of people that, I don't know, probably many of them can't buy groceries. The 2020s have been really hard for people. It's tone deaf. It's like, just know your audience. Again, if you were at like a work happy hour and you guys all have cushy corporate jobs and you're all laughing about this story together, that's one thing. But, you know, you have to know your audience.
Agreed. Like, but I have to admit, it was fun. It was actually kind of funny in the way she was telling it. But, yes, I was going to say
it's just dumb of her.
It's dumb. It's dumb. It's like, you can say that in the privacy of like a friend group, but maybe not on your YouTube where you have hundreds of thousands of listeners. I was going to say, and one thing is like, usually when you're in a different country, like when I do wine tours when I'm traveling or whatever, I've done like a handful or whatever. I'm always very respectful to the guides because, like, it's their life. This is their job that they're showing up to every day.
Oh my God, and they always love it, and they're always so passionate.
It's gonna make me cry.
No, my sister, remember when I went to Portugal last year and I talked about that? I was like, our tour guide was so cute.
I'm not joking. Me and Sarah went on this Douro Valley wine tour in Porto, and we literally said that was the best day of our lives. Like, it was so fun because it was the guide. The guide was the best.
I personally, like, that is my dream, to go on like a 6-mile walking tour in any country. I'm like, yes. Like, sign me up. I love that. I want to see the sights. I want to get my steps in. I want to drink wine, eat good food. Like, what is not to love? Like, that to me, I'm like, I know. Does that sound so good right now?
Yeah, as you're saying that, I'm like, God, I want to go to France and do a walking tour from like winery
I
to
gotta
winery.
I gotta get Henry of the Pod to plan a trip for us.
No, 100%. Snark bait retreat.
Henry of the Pod.
Henry.
Henry.
One time I did that when I think I was on the phone with him. I was like, Henry. I don't think he got it. He's like, so. Anyways, back to the credit card.
He's like, back to the spreadsheet.
Yeah. I was like, okay, he wasn't like vibing what I was putting down. Never mind. Imitating your wife in her Valley Girl accent.
Oh, Henry of the Pod.
Okay, so let's get into her.
It sounds like Lily of the Valley.
Who's Lily of the Valley?
Isn't that like a type of flower?
I mean, you know so much, and I'm always like, what?
Yeah, Lily of the Valley. It's a type of plant.
Sure.
Anyway. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
So let's talk about the downfall of her and Bella's relationship because they made it everyone's business. Like, these girls are very online. They're all over Twitter. They're all over Instagram. And so they were really hot and heavy. They would post pics of them kissing together, and they always went viral. There was a pic that Bella Thorne posted on her Twitter, and it says, when you find a girl who knows what you like, and it's Tana choking her. They're just, like, very extra and seemingly in love.
And also, I feel like even for like, I know it seems like 2017 wasn't that long ago, but like 9 years ago, almost 10 years ago, that I feel like was still kind of like groundbreaking in a way at the time.
Yes, I think so.
Two famous women being open and out and affectionate on social media was a big deal.
Yes, you know what I'm thinking of is Becca Tilley and Haley
Yes.
Kiyoko.
Yep.
They have been together, and everyone knew it. It was like the best kept secret in Bachelor Nation.
Yep.
They were together for years until they finally came out, like in the 2020s, I want to say.
Yep.
And I mean, they didn't even feel comfortable, even though I think they were dating even back then. They didn't even feel comfortable coming out. I even think today will kind of be a bit groundbreaking. I think for two men, it's not as groundbreaking, but for two women to post them being openly in love and adoration, it's not something you see every day.
Yeah, it's not something you see that often. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did confirm that they were dating, and everyone was like all about it. They felt like gay icons to a lot of the community, or bisexual icons to a lot of the community. And Tana made this really long post for their 1 year anniversary. But in February of 2019, so they were together for almost 2 years, they announced that they were amicably parting ways via Twitter. And Bella said, Tana and I aren't together anymore. Please stop asking. We love you guys. And Tana also said that same day, I love her forever. Don't get that twisted. She changed my life forever. Don't really want to talk about it. There's no negativity at all. Then 2 months later, after Tana and Bella broke up, Bella and Maud's son also broke up. Remember, she's poly, so she was dating multiple people. But a couple months after their breakup, Bella shades Tana online, and she made a guest appearance on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast on July 10th, 2019, and she threw some not so subtle shade towards Tana, who was sitting in the audience at the time of the recording. And on the subject of people editing their photos on Instagram, she said, with Instagram, they should really snap down, sorry, Tana, on Facetune and Photoshop. Like, calling Tana out for just photoshopping the hell out of her photos.
Ooh, shots fired.
Shots fired. Then a week later, this is when Tana announces her engagement to Jake Paul. So it's just like this whole YouTube community being messy with one another. And Bella posted pics of herself crying after she found out that her ex was engaged to Jake Paul. And she wrote, when your ex gets engaged, with a crying emoji like a million times. And posted a picture of her like with red-eyed and tear-eyed. And in July 2019, they both got into some Twitter beef. And Bella said, Tana and I are no longer good. She broke girl code and I'm over it. And Tana responds, she goes, question mark, question mark, question mark. Imagine taking every time you're mad at me to Twitter, but then telling people how much you care about me. What the fuck is this, B? Sad face. And Bella said, you legit started dating me for Twitter. How about you answer your phone and talk to me instead of being on Twitter? And people were shocked because they're like, I thought you guys were just good. You guys were saying how much you still adore each other despite the breakup. But the reason Bella got so pissed off at Tana was because Tana and Maud's son started dating after both of them broke up with their respective relationships with Bella Thorne. And Tana talks about this, and she's like, me and Maud actually disliked each other a lot because, again, we were both dating Bella at the same time. It felt like a competition between the both of us for Bella's attention. Bella loved being in that center stage where she, like, could kind of play us like fiddles. And ultimately, when we both broke up with Bella, we realized, hey, we actually like each other. We don't despise each other. And we both kind of gone through similar experiences, having dated the same woman. And I think Bella did not take well to that. This is like so messy.
Yeah.
Like
oh my
all
God.
of this, like I can't relate. Like these kids are so messy, and then they do it all online. They really are. Bella releases a diss track aimed at Tana saying, stupid fucking bitch. You wanted me for clout and I should have thrown you out. And Bella was like, Tana wishes that she was me. She uses my name for attention. And then they have a war on TikTok. Like, it just gets messier and messier.
Oh, God.
She also, now they're fine, but this was like, at the heat of like 2019 when they were not good. But, she gets engaged to Jake Paul in June 2019. And people were suspecting that this whole engagement was a joke for their followers. And mind you, in 2019, Tana was also filming this reality TV show on MTV. And people thought maybe this is like a shtick or something like publicity or PR for her show. But people were like, we're going to be pissed if this engagement turns out to be a stunt. And Tana insists, she's like, it's not. I'm engaged. Holy fuck. And on July 28th, 2019, Tana and Jake had a public wedding ceremony in Las Vegas, and they streamed it on pay-per-view for $50 and recorded it for Tana's show, MTV's No Filter Tana Turns 21. Remember when MTV kept like making reality shows for these like teen girls a thing with like Kylie's show too? That was on E, I think.
Yeah, Kylie's show was on E.
Did you watch that, by the way?
Yeah, of course I did. Life of Kylie. It was so boring. She's just like so boring, but like, you know.
Yeah, I know. We were so fascinated with her at the time, though.
Yeah,
we still are, but
yeah.
Okay, let's move on to some of her largest controversies. So let's talk about TanaCon in June 2018, which I think to date is her largest controversy, right above her N-word slur with iDubbbz. So in May 2018, Tana announced that she was going to host TanaCon, which was a self-styled convention in Anaheim, California, which was set for June 2018. So she released this TanaCon and was set to put it on in just a month's time, like 1 month.
Yeah,
so
that's like, gonna go over well. Yeah.
What I mean, you and I are doing live shows, and the amount of planning and everything that is going into it for a very small fraction of what she did, like this is literally impossible.
Yeah.
And it was intended as an alternative to VidCon, which at VidCon in 2017, organizers declined to give Tana the rights of a featured creator at their event. So she was like, I want to be put on like your, you know, your list. And they were like, sorry, no. So she's like, well, fuck you guys. I'm going to do my own thing.
And this was like her payback. She was like, well, I'm going to do my own VideoCon.
Exactly. So she scheduled it at the same time and in the same city as VidCon was scheduled to take place. And she intended that her convention was an alternative to VidCon. And over 80 creators were set to hold panels at TanaCon, including Bella Thorne, Shane Dawson, Casey Neistat, Miranda Sings, Ricky Dillon, Elijah Daniel, Jen McAllister, Gabby Hanna, Travi Morin, Lisa Schwartz, and Jack Barron. I know like some of these names.
I know 3 of these people. I know, well, Bella Thorne, Shane Dawson, Miranda Sings, Gabby Hanna, yeah.
Who's Miranda Sings again?
Oh my God, Colleen Ballinger?
Ballinger.
Is that, hold on, let me fact check.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like
it's Colleen Ballinger, and she had that scandal.
With a ukulele.
With what?
The ukulele?
Yeah, her apology at a ukulele, but she was like being very inappropriate with some of her underage fans.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I never knew about the Ballinger thing, like ever. I didn't get into it. I just knew the ukulele. And
oh,
the apology.
Casey Neistat, I know who he is, but like barely.
Yeah, so, you know, Gen Z YouTubers. So the night before the event, so despite her claims that 20,000 people tried to come to the convention, which is a number that was greater than the Marriott, which was the venue, their allowed capacity, only like a fraction, like a fifth of those attendees actually showed up or were planning to show up. The night before the event, registration was pushed from 8 a.m. to 6 a.m., so fans were lining up incredibly early outside the Anaheim Marriott Suites, which is right next door to the convention center where VidCon was being held. So people were lining up hours before, but people didn't end up getting in until 9 a.m. There were thousands of fans that were stuck waiting in line outside the hotel for hours without food, water, or shelter.
And apparently, yeah, it was so, you have this right here, people were passing out and getting sunburned from the heat. It was apparently insanely hot, and they were just in this open parking lot with nowhere to go, and it was just awful.
Yeah, and I mean, Anaheim is very close. Like, I grew up going to concerts there. There's nothing really around there. It's just like cement and hotness, and it's not by a beach, and I can imagine just being there for hours on end with no water is like a death sentence. That's really dangerous.
Yeah.
The event space hit capacity, and all the attendees that were waiting in line were told to come back the next day. And people were very confused because they were like, we paid for these tickets. Why are we not being allowed in? This is day one. People were obviously comparing this to Fyre Festival. Fans were demanding refunds.
Because this was only a year after Fyre Festival. Because Fyre Festival was in 2017.
2017, yeah. So this is like a very, maybe not as extreme case, but very similar in terms of like zero planning, zero thought, show up and we'll just figure it out later.
Yeah.
The night before the convention, Tana did have like a small meet and greet with fans at a hotel before TanaCon, but like there were no real events actually put on. Like you could tell that this event was thrown together very last minute because, well, it was.
Yeah.
Later that day, an interview was posted where Tana explains that the hotel event space originally intended to hold 5,000 people and that the event initially had sold 4,200 tickets. But her team did not anticipate so many extra attendees showing up, let alone an alleged 20,000 people, despite the fact that it was billed as
Wow.
because I guess they were marketing it as it was a free convention. So even though 4,200 tickets were actually sold, so many other fans actually ended up attending, which increased the capacity
Oh,
like
God.
fivefold.
Like, of course this is going to be a disaster.
And you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Astroworld when they had limited security. Even people that were hired at TanaCon, she was like, "I do security at like the Queen Mary, which is like a cruise, like a dinner cruise ship. Like I'm not suited or prepared to be holding security at this huge event where there's 20,000 people lining up and we only have capacity for a fifth of that population."
Right.
And it just reminds me of Astroworld, where people had plans to literally attend without a ticket, knowing that they could easily just storm inside and jump the fence, which again creates insane crowding issues, like serious health and safety risks. Even those that actually ended up to go inside the Marriott said there was literally nothing to do. There were barren halls. It was set in a building that was not designed to hold that many people. And someone said, quote, "I wasted $150 on TanaCon. It's one hallway, one big concert room, no activities. No creators are walking around like promised. We stood outside for 4 hours just to be treated like animals." Others complained that the gift bags, which were only included with the purchase of a VIP ticket and promised to be worth, quote, "quadruple the price of the ticket," were laughably sparse, save for a small item like a wristband and condoms branded Tana condoms. So, like, it was literally just a scam, this entire thing.
Literally a scam. Literally
Yes.
Fire Festival.
Yes. And eventually, given the original purpose of TanaCon, security had to eventually ask people to leave the panels because it became a safety concern. And I watched this like behind the scenes video of Tana and Shane Dawson talking, and she's sobbing and she's like, "I didn't mean for this to come out like this. I feel so badly for having people that I respect like you, Shane, come all the way out to Anaheim and be this creator as part of my panels, and then this event just turns out to be trash." And Shane was like so nice to her, and he's like, "Listen, you actually have put me in a very bad spot. Like, I'm now the face as part of this creator event, and now it's being shut down randomly after like one day into it." He's like, "This is making me look bad, but I'm gonna help you like recover from this." Like, he was really trying, and she was like shaking from so much stress and anxiety. Like, "I can't believe I'm doing this to my fans. I'm so upset." But it's like, what did you expect?
What did you expect? Literally.
1 month of planning for a huge event with thousands of people. Like, you were asking for this to basically just be a total shit show.
Right.
She later tweeted that day that the event would be moved to a new venue just minutes away from the original venue, and that it would hold an extra 5,000 people, and that it would instead be a free show. However, the event was just canceled entirely, and this organizer called Good Times announced on Twitter that refunds would be issued on their point of purchase. And they said, quote, "Due to an overwhelming and unexpected response of over 15,000 unregistered guests arriving to the venue Friday morning, unfortunately, inclusivity to everyone became a safety hazard for the exact people we wanted to accommodate. Our team has worked around the clock to find a solution to accommodate everyone safely and fairly, but at this point in time, there is no way to continue our weekend at TanaCon as is without risking the safety of all of our featured creators, which is our number one priority."
Like, what did you expect?
I know.
It was never going to go any other way.
Right. And I think for her, it was more of this, like, ego thing. Like, oh, VidCon isn't going to feature me as one of their creators, like, on their panels, and I'm going to do my own thing at the expense of my fans and their safety.
And that's as far as she thought it out. She was like, you know what? I am going to get the best revenge.
Right.
End of sentence. That was it.
Yeah,
Didn't think any further.
It's so irresponsible. And she's actually lucky that this ended up being, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone got seriously injured or hurt during this. Like, they were pissed, they were out some money, some time, but like, fortunately, it wasn't something that happened like at Astroworld where people unfortunately lose their lives for something as chaotic as this.
Luckily,
but it could have very well
yes.
ended up like this.
Absolutely.
And she takes full responsibility in a subsequent interview. She said, I shouldn't have fucking thrown a convention in 2 months. It was dumb and compulsive, but I wanted to make change in this industry and create a better space. It's like, no, I think you just wanted to show everyone that your thing was better than VidCon.
Yeah, like, you don't have to make it like some righteous endeavor.
Right. Like, I'm trying to push creators that aren't,
I love how also she's like, I shouldn't have fucking thrown a convention in 2 months. Like, just the way she says it, it's like, yeah, no, you shouldn't have.
Right. These things take like a year to plan.
Yeah.
So let's talk about one of her other scandals during the BLM, like COVID, OnlyFans era in 2020. So during this time, YouTuber Caitlin Berry and singer Nessa Biela alleged Tana participated in cultural appropriation and was racially insensitive. For example, she wore hairstyles traditionally associated with Black culture. And you have to remember, like during this time, creators were getting canceled left, right, and center. Like I think of Jenna Marbles, for instance, who self-canceled. She's like, listen, I know you've all seen the video. I know what I did, and I'm just gonna basically like you'll never see me again, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah,
people
and
really
we
did.
still haven't seen her again.
Yeah, and like what she did was incredibly. Didn't she do blackface, Jenna Marbles?
I honestly don't remember, but that sounds familiar. Um, yeah, yep, yes.
Yeah, she did like a skit where she literally blackfaced
Yep,
herself.
yep.
So incredibly problematic. Tana didn't go as far as blackfacing with makeup, but she has tweets that have resurfaced of her calling people, black people, cotton pickers. And she
Oh
says,
my
I have
God.
a puzzle for you. And it says Amari equals dash IG dash ER, like fill in the blanks. She's calling him the
Oh
N word.
my God.
Then she goes, at Amari Stewart, text me back or go back to plantation. And someone goes, LOL, we all know the truth. Don't flatter yourself. I wasn't obsessed. We know, I don't know. Someone was like talking to her and being mean or whatever. And she goes, what hurt more, this flame or when you were thrown over the border, you Cuban piece of shit?
Oh my God.
Just like
Violent language.
violent. I hate to use this word, but she's kind of like trashy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean that in like, but like when you're saying these things, that makes you trashy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
that's just ugh.
it's gross. Like, you don't say that. Cotton picker?
No.
Who even talks like that?
No, like that's so disgusting.
Agreed.
Ugh.
In May 2020, that same year, she joined OnlyFans and she goes, listen, if I'm drunk and throwing a party and wearing a see-through shirt, I might as well monetize on that. And she said that she earned several $1 million from being an OnlyFans creator. She has claimed to have earned over $6 million from the platform and has showcased her top earner trophy, indicating earnings exceeded $10 million.
Wow.
And she even admits on Not Skinny But Not Fat, she's like, during my OnlyFans era, I was wilding out, like when I was, in terms of spending. She's like, I would fly private constantly. Like, Jesus Christ.
Should we do that?
For the Snark Bait show, should we fly private?
Should we? No, should we, I guess, start an OnlyFans?
You know what? What would we even do? Like,
As you guys know, I have never flown private. It is like a lifelong goal of mine to fly private. If that's what I have to do to finally be able to get on a private jet, on a PJ, I'm not above
you know
it.
what? Back in the day, I was like, I'll pretty much do anything for $20. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how much. And honestly, it's like, go women, you know? Go women.
Like, it's so hard to earn a buck out here. However, you want to do it in a way that's safe for you.
I respect it.
You go, girl.
Yeah,
I'm not
totally.
flying private. Like, you got the last laugh, Tana.
Absolutely.
Get it. She was criticized, however, from OnlyFans subscribers that her content lacked the explicit nature that she had promised. And I feel like a lot of famous, quote unquote, famous people that are on OnlyFans as well. Like, I think we did an episode on Harry Jowsey. I think he was also false of advertising content that never actually was there to begin with. She was basically exploiting her fan base, people thought.
Yeah.
She was also doing a lot of problematic things during the pandemic, like attending big parties at the height of COVID, sans
Oh my God,
face
this
masks.
was so annoying. We were all stuck inside and we were seeing like the Kardashians and all of these celebrities like partying like it was normal on like their private islands with the help in the background wearing face masks.
Right. And I remember specifically in LA, like the Hype House boys would be throwing parties left, right, and center, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh my God.
And Tana issued an apology in a video titled I'm Sorry, but critics called it insincere and performative, especially after she had already posted a video where she said, we don't fucking care about COVID-19. She later deleted the clip. Like, she just puts her foot in her mouth
All the time.
constantly.
Yeah.
She also has done a little bit of angel agency work. Remember when we talked about Ashley Benson potentially being like a
Like like a madame.
yes.
Why did I say it like that? A madam? I said a madame.
Oh, I didn't know if I could say
madame.
like the P word. Is that it? I don't know if we can say that.
What P word?
I don't know what you heard about me, but you can't get another out of me. I don't know like no honey can't
Wait,
see.
what P word?
Cause I'm a motherfucking
Oh,
P.
PIMP.
Yeah, like is that? Can you say
Oh,
that? I don't know.
I don't know. But like I wouldn't categorize that as what Ashley was doing. We talked about Ashley basically DMing creators on social media and saying, "Hey, I can help you get more work and let's really ramp up your content."
Yeah.
Like it seems like it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe it is kind of
Scammy.
pimping them out. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like scammy MLME a little bit. Like I think of like podcast networks, they help you acquire ads for your show. It's like Ashley Benson and maybe Tana were helping to acquire more work for these OnlyFans creators that they would quote unquote manage. But I don't think they were doing much of any managing. That was the allegation against Ashley Benson at
Right.
least.
And it feels like exploitative.
Exactly. And so this agency that she created faced allegations of pressuring creators to produce more explicit content that they initially agreed upon.
Aye.
They also claimed wage theft, threatening legal action against those who wished to leave and they didn't want them to leave. It just seemed like all around just kind of like a...
Meanwhile, Tana wasn't like posting explicit enough content, but she was
Right.
like, "You guys should."
Right. And then let me
Wait.
take a rev share of that.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? But like, it's a way. This is obviously so different. But like, Alex Cooper now is like, "I'm married and classy and rich, so I'm not going to talk about my clit and my asshole anymore." But that's what you're for, Hallie Batchelder.
Hallie Batchelder, let's talk about how you got hooked up with Wes Wilson.
But fucked by Wes Wilson.
Yes, thank
allegedly.
you. I didn't want to say it, but yes. I'm like so scared of what to say because I'm like terrified. But like, yes, you know, yes. Like Alex Cooper lets everyone take it on. Like she takes everything on the chin. Like everyone carries the Unwell Network on their own back. Mm-hmm. And
Oh my God, we just talked about the Unwell Network on Dark Energy Tuesday. But yeah, that's kind of like a very, different version of this, but it kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. It's like exploitative, and for all the hard work you're going to do, I'm also going to take X percent of it, and I'm going to continue to build my bank, like my bank account. So let's talk about the Cody Co. allegations. So as I mentioned, she said she was 17 when he was 25 when he slept with her, or it was statutory rape. And during the canceled podcast, she said that she slept with Cody when she was 17 in response to a question from an audience member when they were doing one of their live shows. And initially, this kind of flew under the radar. People kind of heard it, they like ignored it. But a YouTuber named D'Angelo Wallace amplified this claim made by Tana in July 2024, calling for Cody to please address it via a YouTube video. And D'Angelo Wallace brought the issue to wider attention when he posted a video titled, quote, "An uncomfortable conversation about Cody Co." to his channel. In this video, it received over 2 million views in less than a week. And Wallace called on his viewers to take Tana's claim seriously and to not let it be an open secret and swept under the rug. And D'Angelo Wallace, he's like, listen, I get that Tana has a history of being an unlikable character on the internet. I get she said problematic things, but it doesn't excuse people from mistreating her or refusing to believe her story. He said that Tana has been met with the most vitriolic victim blaming that I've seen in years because, of course, when these allegations came up by Tana, people were like, putting her down. Like, no, this isn't true. We stand with Cody. And D'Angelo Wallace is like, whatever you fucking say about her, we have to believe this woman. Like, she wouldn't make this up. She can't be dismissed, discredited, and disbelieved before anyone gave her a chance just because she is who she is.
Yeah.
And I listened to an episode from Canceled where Tana talks about this, and she got really emotional. I did feel very badly for her. And she said that because of my history, I get that people feel a certain way about me, but I was almost reduced to like my allegation not mattering just because I am Tana. So if I were another creator who didn't have my history of being a problematic, crazy person on the internet, they would take this claim seriously. But because I am who I am, who I am like doesn't matter. Like I just felt
That's
like
so
non-human, which is super sad because it's like, even though you've done and said horrible things, we're not taking that away from Tana. She also deserves to be believed as a victim of sexual assault, of statutory rape, because that's what this was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
really
she's like, I
sad.
feel like I was taken advantage of. And she says, quote, after it started going viral, seeing so many people not believing me, being like, it's Tana, so who cares? I started feeling badly for so many other girls who maybe look up to me and want to speak their truth and see the way that people just don't believe people. And she said that she felt Cody's widespread popularity protected him at her expense. She said, quote, I know for a fact if you swapped out Cody Ko with someone that people didn't like that much, I would be receiving so much more sympathy versus the amount of people in this industry who want to protect Cody.
That's really sad. I feel like we live in like, especially in this day and age, everything is like so black and white. Right. And I feel like we talked about this a little bit on Dark Energy Tuesday about Timothée Chalamet and how it always feels like we're living in like a hamster wheel of people like finding someone else to hate and saying they deserve everything that happens to them. They could like, God forbid, die tomorrow, and that would be what they deserve.
Exactly. It's deserved. Yep.
It's like, so they're like, this person is so evil. And it's like, meanwhile, you on the internet who are tweeting death threats at like a celebrity, you're a good person. Like, yeah. I feel like even though Tana is obviously extremely flawed, to say the least, extremely imperfect, that does not mean that she deserves to be raped. Like, right. But there are some people on the internet who would say that she does.
Oh, absolutely. And it seems like they came out in waves when these allegations came out. Like, it's horrible. And you have to imagine her. It's like when these things happen, you feel not only is that like a traumatic experience, but almost it's like you have to relive it. And it makes you feel even worse about yourself. Like worse than you already did when it happened. Yeah, it's just like awful. Trauma, like.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Like,
it's horrible.
Horrible.
And I'm glad that she kind of came up and said, like, people just don't care because don't worry, it's just Tana. Like, it's fine. She's just a trash human anyways. Like, she deserves it. It's just horrible.
So sad.
So, most notably, like we mentioned up top, August 2024, the Brooke Schofield racist tweets come up. And Brooke Schofield, she is also an LA-based influencer. She started Canceled with Tana in 2021, and she came under fire after her old tweet circulated. It included homophobic language, support for for President Donald Trump, and defending the actions of George Zimmerman, the man who shot and killed 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in 2012.
Oh, my God.
One tweet, originally posted in 2020, sparked particular outrage against Brooke, where it read, guarantee if Zimmerman shot a white guy, this wouldn't even be a story. Newsflash, this wasn't a crime of racism. It was self-defense. And Tana had to take a step back and publicly call Brooke out for her tweet. She's like, this is fucked up. It's horrific. And she was seriously deciding removing Brooke as her co-host after these tweets resurfaced. And Brooke obviously was like under a lot of pressure, and she decided to make an apology video for all the tweets, and she donated to the Trayvon Martin Foundation, which to me is such a like, it feels very performative.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, and I'm also going to donate to the Trayvon Martin Foundation.
I just want to flag, I just, because it sounded weird that she would tweet this in 2020. She actually tweeted that in 2013. The guarantee if Zimmerman shot a white guy. It doesn't make a difference either way, but it wasn't as recent as 2020 as 2013.
That's a good call out. So it came up 7 years later, it resurfaced, and people called attention to it. No, thank you for calling that out. So Tana, obviously, when kind of calling her co-host out for saying this, she's like, listen, I know I have my own racist tweets and posts from 2013 and 2014. You can look them up. And she's like, I've previously apologized for it. And she's like, I'm more than happy to apologize until the day I die. She said, quote, on June 22nd, 2020, I refuse to be as ignorant as I've been in the past for life. I will take that and make it all the more reason to fight to educate others now. I know who I am inside, and I know where my morals lie. I am forever sorry for things I've said in the past, but I know I'm not that person now. But basically, like, I think Tana wanted to distance herself as much as possible, but it's a little tough when also you were under fire for the same types of tweets in the same time period. Like, you guys are guilty of the same thing. It's just, when do they come and raise to the surface? Just different times.
Exactly.
So in 2020, obviously, people were more outraged than they were when Tana's tweets surfaced. I'm not saying Brooke's are any worse than Tana's. I'm just saying that the public outrage against creators were far more aggressive in 2020 than they were a couple years prior to that.
Yep.
So after the scandal, things were in complete disarray for the Canceled podcast because people had a lot of speculation about what does this mean for the two of them? Like, how do they proceed? They have a business together, they're friends, but it's clear that they differ on how this should have been approached. So a lot of speculation after Brooke's racist tweet surfaced was that Brooke wanted to get ahead of it and speak on it and address it head on. And Tana, in the back, was telling her, just sweep it under the rug, don't talk about it. People are going to get over it. And Tana also probably, people speculate, maybe had a lot of resentment because Brooke's tweets, although they happened and were written many years ago, they resurfaced at like the biggest point of their podcast success. She's like, we are at the top of our game right now, and you're fucking this up. So
I mean,
people think.
it's so true. That podcast was everywhere.
It was viral everywhere. It didn't even matter if you didn't know who they were. It was always filming for me.
I
Like their
remember
marketing and SEO was good.
Yeah, it was. And I remember when Brooke Schofield was telling a story about Matt Rife shaming her for her vagina. That was when I like first discovered them, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's actually awesome that she's exposing Matt Rife." I was like, "This is actually really cool."
Yeah.
And they had like very high production quality. Like they were
so
everywhere.
Good. Yeah, like I didn't watch it, but everything I came across was juicy. Like I was like, "Oh, this is good clickbait." Like I'm staying because I'm going to watch this full clip.
Yep.
They knew exactly what they were doing, and I think Tana, obviously, given her history with YouTube and being online, like she knew exactly what would hit. And people also thought, like, listen, Brooke is famous in her own right, but like she's clearly riding Tana's coattails. And I came across a clip when they realized that they were actually going to end the pod for good. And Tana was like, "Oh my God, when this podcast goes under and we're not doing it anymore, like what do I do with all the videos? Do I just delete the whole catalog from my channel?" And Brooke was like, "Why would?" It was like kind of awkward. They were both like in the studio, and Brooke was like, "Why would you do that? I still need like some of the money from like AdSense because like when you play videos on YouTube, you collect some money. It's not like material. I mean, probably for them it was very material, but." Brooke was like, what do you mean you want to do that? Like, I still want to collect money from AdSense. And Tana didn't seem like she was like down to split it because Tana, again, felt like she was the reason why Brooke was as famous as she was.
That's an awkward conversation to like have on mic.
I completely agree.
How did they originally, do you know how they originally became friends?
I don't know that. But I would imagine it's because they were running in the same circles. How did Brooke and Tana become friends?
It sounds it sounds like they ran in the same circles.
Yeah, okay. So Kartik just kind of push it. So
I found a little explanation. Okay, this is from Reddit. It says, Tana just told this story. I think it's from the most recent podcast. This was from 2 years ago. Emotional_rap_4954 in Reddit. Said, Brooke came up to her at a party and they hit it off. Brooke had been hanging around Tana's friends more and more, and eventually they got to be good friends themselves. Then when she was looking for co-hosts for Canceled, she thought Brooke would be perfect because she's a great conversationalist. So it sounds like, they just had mutual friends and were at the same parties.
Got it.
I wasn't sure if like Brooke was like a super fan stalker before, because I feel like some
Stassi
people.
Baby?
Yeah. Well, Stassi Baby was a super fan of Kylie.
It was like a joke, I think, where people thought that's how it happened, but I think she dispelled that on Call Her Daddy.
I feel like if you're like the sidekick of a like major celebrity, I feel like you're always gonna get accused of like being like a stalker, fangirl, like hanger on.
100. That would be me. Just so we're like, I would 100% if I like was a celebrity. I'd be like the
if you had the opportunity to hang on a celebrity, yeah. I just thought because Stassi Baby and Kylie had been friends for so long, but also Kylie has been famous for so long. But like Stassi Baby could have been a 12-year-old clout chaser. She was literally 12, and she was like, I know what I have to do, and she was right. Like, she changed the trajectory of her life.
She did, and now she's professionally Kylie's best friend. Yeah. So is Victoria Villarella or whatever.
Yeah, who was like her assistant.
Yeah, I think she was.
Imagine being the assistant to like an A-list celebrity and then just like becoming best friends with them.
It's like Steph Shep.
Steph Shep, yeah.
TBT when didn't Kim like fire? No, she quit. Kim didn't fire her.
Well, yeah, I remember this because Steph was like growing out of her role.
Yeah. I remember that too. Oh my God, we know too much.
I know. Oh my God, so much like space in my brain. It's so pointless.
I know. It's like, wait.
I don't know how to fucking activate a business card, but I know why Steph Shep left the Kardashian enterprise.
Yeah. And we know every true crime in the book too.
Yep.
Which, by the way, yesterday, this is like not like funny, but we did an episode about Charlene Nash, who was the woman who was attacked by the chimpanzee that
Travis
was a domesticated animal of her friend, Sandra. It's a crazy story. Patreon.com/snarkbaypod.
Yeah.
Sophie took us through it. It's like more disturbing than I remember.
Trigger warning if you're going to
It's like
listen to
really
that one.
graphic what we went through though. Like listen with discretion and like
Yeah.
caution.
Very much listen with discretion.
But yeah, huge different topic than what we're covering now.
Yeah. Yep.
But okay, as we're gonna end this, one other thing, this is like random. In September 2024, people were accusing her of committing an electoral crime. So she had revealed she had been offered millions to endorse a specific presidential candidate, implying that it was the Trump campaign, but she denied it. And on an episode of the podcast, Tana revealed that she was offered whatever you want, quote, to promote an unnamed cryptocurrency. By the way, what is cryptocurrency?
You tell me.
I don't know.
You tell
Like,
me.
I'm such a conservative investor. Like, I don't do any of those fancy things.
We should have HOTP come on and explain it to us.
Yeah, like, that's a big question mark for me.
We actually should do like a Patreon with HOTP where he's
I'm
like,
so down.
He's like, so this is what it's all about. Bitcoin. Let's get into it.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But she said she was offered millions to endorse a specific candidate, and and then Brooke asked, is it the candidate that you identify with? And Tana said no. Then I was being allegedly told an alleged list of other influencers that have already hypothetically accepted money to do these hypothetical things that were hypothetically offered to me to hypothetically do. She's like basically implying that Trump was like paying all these influencers to endorse him in the 2024 election.
I 100% believe that. But like the cryptocurrency thing, like it reminds me of when Alex Cooper told a story. Alex Cooper always comes back to her when she told a story where she was like, I turned down a multi-million-dollar deal
From Amazon.
Because it wasn't something that my fan base would believe that I would endorse.
She's so annoying.
But like I feel like when influencers or whoever it is, podcasters say that, it's like, what do you want? A pat on the back? Like, oh my God, you turned down millions of dollars. Like, okay, like, cool.
You have so much money in the bank, Alex Cooper, that you are in the position to like reject $1 million offer.
Yeah. And
do you want a pat on the back? Like, it's I also feel conceited.
Like, yeah. And it's also like they're trying to like posture where it's like, oh my God, I'm just so righteous that like I only endorse things that I believe in that align with my values. It's like, do you want like some sort of like award for that? Like it just seems so self-aggrandizing. I don't know. I hate when people talk like this.
No, I agree. And I think that's the difference between old money and new money. Because old money, like people that are generationally wealthy do not want anyone to know. They are so covert about it. They always downplay it because they don't want people to take advantage or steal from them or put them into a position that could be in danger. Like if people were to know that you had money versus new money, they're like shouting it from the rooftops. Like Alex Cooper.
Yeah.
Anyways. So Tana said that she is 100% a Democrat and she had publicly endorsed Kamala Harris after Brooke was caught in her controversy, which included, again, liking a post of an influencer posting with Donald Trump. But she endorsed Joe Biden, she admitted in the 2020 election, claiming that she would exchange nudes with fans for proof that they voted for a Democrat in an OnlyFans campaign that she called Booty for Biden.
Oh my God.
Like that's like so funny, but it's like not legal. She can't do this. So according to Cornell University.
Oh, so that's what they're saying is like a crime.
Yeah, they're like she may have broken a few rules in her bid to encourage voting. The university noted that making any offer to exchange something for a vote is considered an electoral crime, saying whoever makes or offers to make an expenditure to any person either to vote or withhold his vote or to vote for or against any candidate can be fined and face up to 2 years in prison. But I just thought the Booty for Biden thing is so funny.
It's silly.
It's funny, it's kitschy. Like she's
Kristen's
creative.
Like losing her shit, and I'm like, is it that funny though?
No, like I don't know why it's so funny. Booty for Biden.
I mean that makes sense that would be like a crime, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can't pay for a vote. You're like paying people to vote for.
Yeah. Totally, that makes sense.
But like I don't. But
paying with like nudes, basically. Yeah.
But that's it on Tana Mongeau. I feel like my like softness for her was not it's not understood through this outline and through these notes. But like if you watch her and listen to her, I think it's just more her demeanor. I feel like she's grown up a lot and she's gone through a lot and she's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And I think she had to grow up really fast. And I think people that kind of had a shitty hand at life and that kind of make lemonade out of lemons, whatever this expression is, like you have to respect that. And for someone who's like really try to change and do better for themselves despite like not having the right structure to become anything really.
Yeah. And I also don't want to play into the culture that we have now where everything is black and white and like people are inherently either good or evil, because she has done some really, really, really disgusting things, specifically the racist comments that, again, were very violent language.
Yeah.
Are people incapable of redemption and change? I don't think so. I think that people can change and get better. And if we don't allow room for growth and redemption, then like, what is the point? Should we like send everyone to Siberia? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't feel strongly about her either way. I think she clearly has fucked up a lot. But it also does seem like she has made strides in becoming a better person. So it's like, can I really hate on that? I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? Again, I kind of went into this blind. I really did not know a whole lot about her.
Yeah.
But yeah, my impression of her is that she has done a lot of fucked up shit, but it seems like she is on the road to becoming better.
Healing. Yeah. So yeah, let us know, you guys, what you guys' thoughts are on Tana or any other YouTube people that you guys like. Your Roman Empire, because again, YouTube in general is a blind spot for Sophie and I, so we hope that we did Tana enough justice. But other than that, all the links, Substack, live shows, Instagrams, my Instagram, Sophie, Snark Bay Pod's Instagram, Patreon, all of that is in our show notes.
Yes.
Sophie does a great job. Sophie and Rachel do a great job on our Instagram, so you definitely head on over there for some LOLs.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Love you so much, and we will see you soon.
See you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.